Started in New Zealand because my three of my 8 brothers and sisters had schizophrenia. I didn't know that though. I didn't know I was a carer then. Yes, this is a photo of my sons when we lived in New Zealand. My boys were carers. They did all sorts of things apart from being in the Scouts. They did yachting with a little Optimus boat and boogie boarding, they call it over there. It's been many years they've both been ill. When we immigrated from New Zealand, that's when they both became ill. It affected them. It was like such a huge stress factor of immigrating here that within 18 months they were both diagnosed. But I care for my 2 sons, and they've both got schizophrenia. And one of my sons lives at the hospital, which is just across the river, so I walk across there and bring him home for about 3 days a week. And he's quite severely afflicted because he's now cognitively impaired. In the past I've had depression brought on by my sons developing this condition, and the reason I developed that was because of anxiety, and I had panic attacks, but I manage all of that, things like that. I use mindfulness to generally cope with that, and that sort of keeps me fairly well, in the moment. So I have to use a lot of strategies to cope in my role as a carer, because a lot of what I'm dealing with is about communication, empowering my sons to recover, although I do know that it's going to take a long time, and I just have to have hope that my son in hospital will eventually recover. And I say to my boys that mathematicians have got this equation on happiness, and it's mindfulness, which is being in the moment rather than thinking about the future. They used to get very worried and feel very guilty that they were getting benefits, and feeling very worried, all the government cutbacks, 20% cutbacks on disability benefits. They were worried about, my eldest son, about this. So assure them that that their job is to recover and not to think about that at all. As a carer, you can't take on this condition yourself. You can only support. You can't take on their pain, because it's not your pain, although you do have pain, your own pain. You can't take on their symptoms. You do want to, support them. You want to nurture them, but you can't. You've got to find other ways of, coping.